Welcome. This is, I'm really excited about today because we have a really special guest with us here, Darren. And, he's one of those people that just really a deep heart, really a great soul. And I love having these kind of conversations with him, not only because of the work that he does, but just the kind of human being that he is. So, without further ado, I would like to give it on to Darren and just introduce who you are, Darren, what you do, and what makes you Darren?
Okay. Great question. I don't get asked that every day.
Right.
My name is Darren Kaulius. I have had many hats over the years. I think I would always have introduced myself from the business that I've done. So I've been many things, including an entrepreneur for several years. One of the businesses that I had worked. So I tried many times, and that one was in the food import business. And so for many years, I would call myself a food importer. That's who I was. That's what I did. That's where I spent all my hours. I sold that company and have retired since then. Now, when people ask, I would say, my name's Darren, and I do many things. Mostly, what really excites me is to have conversations with people about what they're doing or how they see the world or changes they want to make to themselves or around them. And I like to help with that in any way I can.
That's awesome. So I know that you were in business before. You're an entrepreneur. You run a successful company that you got out of.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you I've known you, and I know that everything you do comes from a place of passion. This is something that's really important to you. And tell me about your business when you were an entrepreneur into business. Were you running that business from a place of passion, or was it more of a, you had to have a business? Was it different? Is the journey now, are you a different person today looking back at how you ran the business before?
Yeah, that's really deep and insightful as I'm thinking about it. I think when I first started getting into business, I just wanted to be a businessman, it didn't matter. I started a construction company with zero construction experience. I just thought, seemed like it could make money, I could be the boss, and it flopped horribly. Then from that I got into fencing because that was something I kind of liked around the housing world, and it flopped. I really didn't have any juice around it.
I don't see you in construction.
Can you imagine? I did this for 3 years, and it was not fun. And it wasn't fun to be around me, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. I sort of lost my passion for being a businessman with these experiences and went back I just got a job. And I got into the coffee industry, which I knew nothing about, but I liked coffee and I kind of liked the people. There was a lot of conversation and hanging out, no rush.
Right.
So I got into the coffee business, espresso machines and the coffee beans themselves out of nowhere. And I liked it. And it was something I really enjoyed doing. I found a business that I realized I could help the little guys compete against the big guys. So in the coffee industry, there's a lot of independent owners, small business. And they didn't have the ability to get the same products as the big guys. Not to name names, but I think we know who they are. The small guys didn't have the smoothies and the tea and the chai and all these other subsidiary products. And I thought, in the States, when I would go down there, I could see them everywhere, but nobody up here seemed to have it. So I started phoning around, asking around, and next thing you know, I was bringing in a product, a few customers, and more products, and I had a business. The passion was helping the little guy. And that got me out of bed in the morning. I love the underdog. I love the idea of somebody could start a small business with a very small amount of money with just that drive and the want, and they could go to town against the big guys. That was fun for me. And I did that for 10 years. And I think I loved 8.5, 9 years of it. Just absolutely, I think with the passion, it kept it going.
That's amazing, because what I hear is the passion really is helping people, helping the underdog.
Yeah.
And I know that about you, and it seems that you've transitioned now into something that is really focused into to helping people. Right?
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about what is it that you're doing now that I know is really making some waves out there. So
there's a couple things. One is I'm a coach where I will help people be the best them they can be. it sounds really vague because it's really vague. It's
Right.
whatever that means to each person. For some people, it's about somebody to hold them accountable. So I become an accountability coach where, hey, you said you wanted to go to the gym in the morning and you wanted to meditate and you set up your own list. And basically, I just call you on it. Say, hey, did you do what you said you would do? And people love to have somebody that they can answer to, I think, at some level. I do a lot of that for individuals and then also people who are in business. What I found when I was running a company, I didn't really have to answer to anybody. I was pretty well driven. I have an inner drive like most business people. But when I started branching out and becoming more of a networker, I sat on some boards of other businesses. I became better. I was answering to people. I was connected. It's really easy in business to get out all on your own on an island. And you don't want to talk about your problems to your staff, and you don't want to bring it home to your husband or wife, and you end up, you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I think what really turned for me in business is when I realized there's other people out there going through the same thing. So part of my coaching is I coach business people on just, hey, let's talk it out. What are you worried about? What do you need? What are your concerns? And if I can help, again, what a dream for me.
Absolutely. I totally relate with that because I know how powerful it is to see someone, shifting from one place, from a place where they're right now to a better place in mindset. And this leads me into my next question, which is, I know you're a very successful individual and you've had success in business before, and now you're helping people see success as well. So when people come to you and, obviously they're coming to you because at some level they want to achieve that success as well.
Yeah.
How do you define success? What does success mean for you? And then how do you translate that for the people that you work with?
Yeah. I mean, if I could help everybody answer that question, I think the world would be a very different place. For a lot of people, success is the monetary value or the things they can achieve or buy. What happened for me is I had some money, along the way. I've had some successes, I suppose, in other people's minds. Okay. But to actually feel successful, that was a lot harder to find. And it took a lot of work. And so why I'm really passionate about personal development work or any kind of deep knowledge of myself, I think we all have to define what success is for us. Doing it for what our parents said or what the society says or even what my wife says, that isn't the answer. It's what is it for me? For me, you mentioned earlier, for me it's helping people. Like if I really get right down to it, if I can help people be the best them they can be, I get charged out. I get juice. I'm excited. I have more energy. That's how I know I'm in the right place. Right. And any way I can do that, I actually think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. For many years, I did what a lot of people thought I should be doing. And it wasn't that fulfilling. Right. And now I feel at this stage of my life, I get to choose every day what I want to do. And making that decision is, it's hard to put into words how exciting it is. Yeah. And never ending. Every day choose to do what you want to do. That would be my dream for most people. Watch the stress in the world go way down.
Absolutely. So, so success, I guess by that definition, would be a daily process.
Yeah.
It's something that you define daily. It's not a life thing that you know that, okay, this is what I've done and that's why I'm successful in life. That's, I guess, will be what you're going to. But also, do you think that the people that come to you have a preset definition or idea of success and they're trying to achieve that?
Yeah.
And then they come to you and say, hey, Darren, I know I want to be successful. Help me get success the way that I think that success is. And it might not be the way that you're defining success.
Right.
How do you transition them from that mindset of success to this one?
Right. So a big part of what I do when I first meet the client is try to figure out what is success to them. What are you trying? Why do you go to work? Right. Why are you building the business you're building? And talk to me like you've never talked to anyone else. Like, let's get it out. Is it, I want to be a billionaire? Then great. Like, okay, let's do that. Yeah. Is it, I want to contribute to the world? fantastic. Let's do that. Whatever it is, let me be on your team. Let me understand where we're going. Most people don't have a roadmap, and they're just running around, and sure, there's moments of, yeah, that's good, but there's not that deep, everlasting feeling of, hey, I'm on the right path here. This is actual happiness. This is success to me. It's really trying to understand where people are at and then coach them there. I have no interest of making people see it my way. Whatever is success to you, if I think I can help, I will help you. But if you don't tell me what that is, then we have work to do.
Right.
How do we get to that? Which is the simple answer for me of helping people find what is success.
Right.
Is figuring out what do I need every day? What is it that I need every single day? I can't go without it.
Right.
And it's so unique to all of us that it takes some time. But if you can figure out, for me, I need connection every day. If I don't have connection, if I don't get out and talk to people, I don't have a great day. So I have a job to do. I got to go and connect with people. Knowing that I have 4 or 5 things I have to do every day, well, it's not a bad life if you can just go out and nail those things down. How bad can it be?
Absolutely. It makes so much sense to see success that way. And I personally see it that way as well. And for anyone that's watching, they're thinking about success. They have their own definition of success.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes we can get stuck on our definitions of success because they are influenced by factors outside of us.
Yes.
And in my life, I've been able to kind of, make that mind shift and understand that success is not defined by what I think it is defined by, but what makes me happy. And it could be a daily thing. So I think you said it really, really well about the fact that success is that way. Have you seen yourself kind of transition from material definition of success to perhaps where you are today?
Oh, absolutely. I think I did, like most people, the cars and the houses, the properties. That was really important to me. Coming from where I am now, I've had that. It was nice, but it wasn't fulfilling. And I think there's a big misconception that happiness and success will equal fulfillment. It's understanding what is success to me, or to Amed, or to whoever, then you know how you're doing. Because if we're trying to do it based on society or family, it can get really confusing and be really empty. So I had the houses and the cars, and I was also drinking a lot and staying out way too late, and lots of habits that really I couldn't understand.
And it's very emotionally draining, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And it kept me small. It kept me small. When I really started to understand, hey, it's not about this house or this car. What is it about? And I started to do the work there. I wouldn't trade that back for anything, but it took work. It definitely took some work.
Yeah, I mean, it's your life's work, if you will.
Yeah.
To transition into that, and of course, this question might be a little bit off topic,
okay.
But I think that, do you think that this kind of work, the individual work that you do with people, is something that is going to eventually have a collective consciousness shift for all of humanity? Is that something that you think about when you're doing this work, or is it just focused more on the individual?
I love having conversation where I haven't thought about these things. What do I think? I think when I'm with the person, I'm really focused. I have a small focus, which is you.
Right.
What is it that will make you happy?
Sure.
The bigger picture is, if you're happy and you're successful, you feel fulfilled, then I believe everyone around you will feel better. And I guess if I look at it enough people being fulfilled, being successful, feeling happy, will change the world around me. Will it make a difference to what's going on in the States? I don't know, or in other parts. I don't know if we can help them right now. They have to do what they're doing. But in my small world, I see lots of happiness and success and joy. I don't know the other stuff that well. I don't pay attention to it, to be honest. So I'm thinking small. I'm acting locally. Well, small in that I'm thinking about this one person, not small, what they want, and acting here, and then I don't know what the ripple effect will be. I'm open to that. I actually see the world as getting better all the time, and I see it every day.
Right. So it's not really, it's not a matter of being small, but maybe perhaps most immediate effect.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Right next to you, where you are right now.
Right.
And I really believe, I think the work that, heartfelt entrepreneurs or people that are doing that kind of work, I think there is a bigger picture, and that bigger picture really includes all of humanity.
Right.
And if it changes within our circles and then move to, bigger circles and then eventually the entire world, then, why not? Right?
Why not? That would be wonderful. I'm in. If that's the thing, I'm in.
Right.
I think the problem is a lot of people think about starting out there. I believe start here and then affect the people around us, and let's see what happens.
Absolutely. I think you're so right on that. I mean, great point. I think, people that are starting out, either it being business or even any other careers or, the kind of passion work that they want to do, they have this feeling that they have to be really big to impact their world. But that's not really true, because once you get into it, like one change with one individual can have ripple effects that you don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah.
And it's very fulfilling.
Absolutely. That reminds me of a point that my right-hand woman brought up to me not long ago. I still stay in touch with a lot of my staff, although I sold the company. She reminded me that over half of my employees ended up starting their own business and are still in that. And to me, that's so fulfilling. It's so wonderful to know. They saw, hey, I think it could be a bit of, hey, if that guy can do it, we can all do it. But also to know that you can go for whatever it is you want to go. You aren't stuck to, I'm only this, or I can only do this.
Sure.
There was room for that, and I really take pride in that. This is so cool to me that people want to start their own business, and it works.
And
I believe it. Yeah, and the joy that's there.
It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Darren, I see you as an incredibly successful man. You've done so much good work. I work with you personally, so I know you on that level. And I think that you're a very powerful human being because of your heart.
Thank you.
And you've had this journey so far. Tell me a little about what do you see for yourself, 5 years down the line? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in the same work, maybe more magnified, maybe more specific focus? Where do you see yourself?
That is the magic question. That I have an idea that if I keep going down this path, I will have affected more people and more people. I'll see more joy in them, and the ripple effect for me is I get energized when I see people doing well, whatever that looks like. I want more of that. So whatever way I can affect or be an inspiration, or even if it's just hold the mirror to let people see how great they are, that's what I want to do. And if it's one at a time, great. If it's hundreds of people at a time, fantastic. Whatever it is, I want to keep searching for that. How do I help more people see the best in themselves? That's it. I'm not coming from it'll make me look good place. I really think that by me being other focused, I grow so much and I become better. And I've noticed a huge difference in myself. In thinking of others, I really do see how much more peace I have for myself. I feel good about what I'm doing. I've liked some of the careers I've done, but I haven't always liked the thing I had to do, whether it's get up and too early in the morning or make cold calls or whatever. I did it because I had to, because I knew the end result. Right now, I'm doing what I love. And what the end result might be, one person has a good day today, or it could be that they go back to their company and their whole company has a good day or a good week or a good year, and so on and so on. However I can be in service to help people, for that, I'm in. And it could be on a bigger scale. I'm open to that.
That's wonderful, because the reason I asked that question, and I I'm hoping for an answer that you will be in a place where you help a lot more people, because I believe in the power that you have. I believe in how much you give others. I see you invest yourself in the growth of others.
Yeah.
And that's why I really, I want to see you in 5 years, 10 years down the line in a place where you're doing, you're helping the lives of many more people than today. And maybe the ripple effects of that is going to be, significant. We don't even know where it's going to go. And that's the beauty of life, is because you don't know how is it going to happen. So
I'm excited just hearing about it. I hope I'm part of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Darren, and this question, my last question to you, if you will, is something that I ask with a lot of hope, if you will, because I know that the words that you speak will help a lot of people here. So I want to ask you, Darren, what advice would you give for young people, or any of any age, that are thinking about embarking on a journey of their own? Either be business, either entrepreneurial journey, or into a passion-driven sort of a business or career, such as coaching or helping other people.
Right.
But any business, anywhere, any entrepreneur that's listening to this, what advice do you have for them to leap into whatever they're thinking of?
The first thing that comes to mind is get a team around you. When I really saw the biggest change in me was when I started to ask for what I needed of people around me, whether it be my staff or I had different boards set up where I could go and talk, my peers, even my friends. I started getting really good at building teams that could help me and I could help them. Sort of a win-win situation, I guess, is what I would suggest. First and foremost, create a team for yourself. You do not, I'm looking right at you now, you do not have to do this yourself. There's no extra points. There's none. Great that society will pat you on the back and say you're a self-made man, you're a self-made woman. But outside of that, I have seen no reward. I think get great people, get great mentors, find great support staff, and people around you who want the same thing you want. It takes practice building a team. You have to be very clear on what you need and what you want. And then what you want to give, because that is a team. Win-win. I will also give. I think if the quicker you can get to a team mentality, the world is your oyster. You try to do it yourself, you got an uphill battle, my friend.
Absolutely.
So definitely a team. And then if any other advice I would give is really understand what we've been talking about today is, what is success to you? What is your purpose here? It could be, what's my purpose day to day, or what's my bigger purpose? Whatever work you need to do to get clear on that, I would take the time to get clear on that. I've done it through self-development work, lots of books, lots of courses. I'm very clear today about what my purpose is and what drives me. I am not swayed by other people's needs and wants. I know what I want. If I want to help you, that's a totally different thing. But I have to first understand, is this working for me? Is this where I need to be going?
Right.
And I think, much like we all were told, go to school, I think it's important, but there's some other work that needs to be done, and that is really getting clear on what I want, what I am willing to do to get what I want. Without clarity, it's like going on a road trip without a map. Who knows where you're going to get. Get some clarity and then watch what happens. So teamwork, clarity would be the biggest piece of advice I would give to anybody starting out really in anything.
Right. It's like saying, there's a saying that says, the time to have a map is before you get into the woods.
There you go. It's very true.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
And I think the why, being clear on the why, that's huge.
Yes.
Myself, being clear on some of the things, the why I want to do this has helped me leap into the fear.
Yeah.
Because we all have fears about starting something. But when you know your why and it's strong enough, then you can leap into it with perhaps less fear. The fear never goes away, but maybe less
fear. Right? Yeah.
I guess the why is getting clear on the why, but there's so much out there that one can look into or get into and that tells you that, this is the way perhaps to look at your why or define your why. What would you say, Darren, someone can do? Perhaps it's self-development works. It could be anything. But what is some concrete thing that one can do to get more clear on why? What would you suggest?
I have not been able to yet find a way to do it myself. I have tried. I think outside going into a cave and cutting off all communication to really get yourself into the state of, what's really going on for me? What do I really need? We're so conditioned by how we were brought up, by society, by our wants and needs, that it's very difficult to really go, hey, what is it that drives me? What is that piece? I found books have been fantastic. There's thousands of them out there. Whatever speaks to you, it would be no sense in me saying you should read this book. There's lots of them out there. If anything that speaks to you, I say go down that path. Ask people around you. Ask successful people who you think are successful. Hey, what books did you read? They'll all have 3. I guarantee they'll name them for you. And read them. If you think they're successful, you want to be more like this person, then read those books. Courses in any city that you're in, there's always some sort of self-development course. We're very quick in the business world to go take a business or a sales course. No problem. Those are great. But again, I'm going to come back to what drives you inside. What works for you. There's names I could give, but I don't know if I want to be advertising for everybody. But look into, again, the successful people that you consider successful. Ask them. I'm pretty sure they've done some work. That's been my experience. The more successful people have done work, or have coaches that are working with them, or have an incredible support team. They all have a reason why they're successful. And very few times it's, they were just self-made and they figured it all out on the way. If it's true, you can even learn a lot from that. So go learn, go ask questions. Figure out who you want to be your mentor. Ask them some questions and really take the responses very seriously. You don't have to do this alone.
Good stuff, Darren. I thank you so much for coming out here and having this heartfelt conversation with me. I'm sure my audience is going to get incredible value from it. And I hope to, see you again sometime soon and see you progress through your own journey and then share more of your insights with us as you go along it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Great, man. Thank you.
This was a great interview. Having these conversations with people that just bring themselves to the true authentic self here is a great opportunity. And I think I'm blessed to sit down with these people and talk about this. So I really hope that you got the value from this conversation, you took something out of it, and go out there and pursue your passion, pursue your dreams, whatever it is in your mind. Think about success the way that you want to think about it. Define it for yourself, and then move ahead in the direction that you want to. Until I see you again next time, have a great one, my friend.